Jose Camacho, Friends of Smith Cove, Rock the Block. This is a city at war against regular people, the marginalized and the powerless, even the working class, because renters are screwed here. One of the weapons of war is disinformation and propaganda, and the beautiful Quincy Square project is an example of that, because that could have been launched in a way that was honest and okay. But it started with the extremely privileged Wesley Larson, Steve Siegel, Steve Rice, the developers in town, the top dog developers. It started with them getting help from the city, immediately snatching funds for the needy. HUD CDBG funds, $300,000. You know, and it's hard to absorb that. I don't know if you guys are aware, I know Goodnow is, but there's other facts. You look at the publications by the Forestry Action Group, they propose this idea. I'm quoting this: lift us from poverty. Other literature, the description of the Quincy Square project says it's expected we will have 234 affordable housing units. It's literally there. So the project started with deceit. And the fact that Quincy Jones, that great man, is being used as the name, was a marketing idea by Emily Russell. She was watching TV, a talk show, and she saw him being interviewed, and she said, hey, that would be a great idea. Why? Because it's one of the favorite pastimes of privileged white people who want to be thought of as nice and kind to the hordes, that they treat some black people, they might even idolize them. It's a marketing ploy. So you guys need to try some honesty, because you're not a lobby, you're public servants, you have a duty to be truthful, and not only that, you have a duty not to mislead us, and that includes omissions. And what I have seen, I've never heard of it any other place, is a city council, a mayor's office is just incapable of honesty. Everything is PR, everything is lobby talk, it's all deceit. It really is. Look up this statute, RCW 42.20.040. That's your duty, to be honest to us. And you're not being that. Jose Camacho, Rock the Block, Friends of Smith Cove. In Bremerton, it really came home to me after the madness of national politics for the last 10 years that we live in this bubble of delusion. And it doesn't matter who you are. But in Bremerton, it really hit home, because here I have had occasion to look at the law and find detail in the process of law, because this was my occupation. In earlier times, the law was a song to me. I'm Puerto Rican, so I'm very jaundiced about America and its colonization and how it uses its military might. But I love the law, because the law was an amalgamation of history, various communities, different people. It didn't matter. It's an amalgamation of intellectual and cultural thought put together, and just it arrives in a cohesive way to guide future generations. So that's the shield I'm willing to die on. And lobbyists don't care about the truth. They care about money, so they lie. In this town, the mercantile culture has taken over the civics culture. So this is going to be a reminder. John Adams, government is instituted for the common good, and not for the profit, honor, or private interest of any one man, family, or class. You're different from me. You have to be truthful to me as a member of the public. Here's the Supreme Court. The Constitution protects the right to receive information and ideas, Stanley versus Georgia. Another one, the state may not contract the spectrum of available information, available knowledge, Griswold versus Connecticut. Another one, the First Amendment prohibits government from limiting the stock of information from which members of the public may draw, First National Bank of Boston versus Bellotti. 53 seconds. And here's a standard I think applies to you. It's a criminal statute. Every public officer who shall knowingly make any false or misleading statement in any official report or statement under circumstances not otherwise prohibited by law shall be guilty of a gross misdemeanor. In Ordinance 5506 and 5508, Planner, Jackson, DCD, whoever, the city attorney, somehow concocted a way to deceive the public, and they killed due process for ordinary homeowners who may want to object to defective projects across the street from them. It is remarkable that a little town could do that with a straight face, but they did. 5506, 5508.
Okay, anyone else for public? System will be used so that everyone is treated fairly. With that, I now open up for public recognition.
Jose Camacho, Friends of Smith's Cove, Rock the Block. I started coming to council and planning commission for these comments, usually objections, because I discovered that city bureaucrats just outright lie about formal public processes. The Evergreen Point project was rigged by Andrea Spencer's DCD. And 22 months later, it's still pending, and you all are stonewalling. So related to that, this problem is endemic to Bremerton's government. And as a Puerto Rican, we quickly learn that we need to discern who are real allies and who are fake allies, just like MLK said about white liberals. What I have discovered is a lot of council members pretend they care about the homeless, they want to do something about public bathrooms, yada, yada, yada. And then I read the law that you are supposed to be knowledgeable about. The city charter basically is structured so that the mayor cannot stop you. You have the power to override any veto by the mayor. So if you guys want to make public bathrooms for your fellow Bremertonians, you can make a law and the mayor has to eat it. And it's as simple as that. It's right there in writing. And you guys have actually overridden the mayor's veto in 2022, the noise nuisance. So you've done it. It's in the city charter. So instead of admitting that, and instead of being honest and saying you don't actually care about it, you've lied to the public. You blame the mayor because you've allocated 10 grand, but according to you guys, he won't implement it. Us poor council members, we're powerless. Oh, we can't do anything about it. So you guys absolutely, cynically have lied to our faces. And the problem with American democracy is that it does depend on good faith. It does depend on trust. And as skeptical and cynical as I am, it is very natural to trust even you guys. So we do, until we lose that trust and we start making inquiries. And in this case, you guys can't hide from this. If you don't want public bathrooms for the homeless, then say so. And some of you haven't, so kudos to you. But some of you have pretended to care, pretended to be allies, and lied to our faces. The mayor is not the obstacle here. You are lawmakers and you are refusing to make law to help the homeless. Portable bathrooms have been begged for years, since at least 2023. And you guys are just shameless liars.
the committee chose this one. It was not me. It's not what I want. I'm not saying there's an answer you should come up with. It's just, here's how we've been doing it for quite a few years. We clear cut about 25 acres within this watershed forest. And what is the net profitability of that? Yeah, I see you, Jennifer. Right, that's what we talked about last month. And so here, what I was trying to do was write down what I know from various conversations, like where our forester, Sean Walsh, acknowledged during a council meeting that Scott's broom and Himalayan blackberry are only to be found outside of deep forest. And these are just all of the elements that I know of that might influence, that might have an effect upon net profitability. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
May I?
Yeah, go ahead, Jennifer.
Can you just can you come in on the next round? Okay.
What are we doing here? I'm not able to offer feedback to assist in this conversation. Is that what's happening? Jenny, basically, I don't think anybody's coming in with a bias. I think these are examples. This is just an honest proposal here. But yeah, we did want to look at the net profitability of the watershed timber harvesting, and we shouldn't have a bias with it, right? We need to come into this like with open eyes. There might be a net profit, and there might not be as much damage caused by logging trucks, et cetera. But maybe it's worth it to have whatever damage is caused by the logging trucks. We don't know. But what I'm curious about is, Anna, you mentioned something that Cammie Affelbeck talked about net profitability, and she used specific metrics. And so I'm wondering about that. Maybe you can refer back to that, Jenny, that Anna was talking about a specific time when Cammie Affelbeck talked about net profitability in the timber.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. I would like to make sure that at this meeting that everybody gets a chance to speak. I understand that your expertise, that you have been on the finance committee multiple times, and I appreciate that expertise, I do. But I also would like to make sure that everybody gets to speak, okay? So just hang on for 1 second.
I just heard somebody say, go ahead, Jennifer.
Yeah,
and so
if you just hang on there, Jennifer. So Jenny, did that make that clear to you?
I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I don't think I can be part of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
have a good day.
I'm asking you to observe the same courtesy that we have at every city council meeting, Counselor.
Oh, okay.
Where
all right,
people make comments and we go around once.
It's just a consistent theme, Anna. The way that you talk to me at these meetings is, I don't like it, and I don't want to be part of it today. I've had a long day, and I appreciate the rest of the community members coming. I apologize for leaving. I think it's the best for this meeting today. Have a good day, everybody.
Okay, Jenny, so did that clarify it to you?
Have a good day. Yeah.